Okay, I think at this point what we'll do is last looks. So I'm going to go into our geometry here and let's just turn our scatter way down. Let's go to about 1,000 or so. I want to make sure everything is current in here, so I'm just making sure that our node is what it should be. I'm going to match the current definition here. Let's zoom out a bit. There we are. And I think what we'll do to test this is just put down a brand new SOP. So I've got our multi-scatter here, and I just want to make sure everything is working. So we get an error because there's nothing coming in. So let's just put something coming in. And oh yeah, so it's set to geometry as our output type to begin with. So that might not be actually a good default. I think the expectation is that you're going to get points coming out of here. So why don't we change that? So I'm allowing the editing of contents. I'm selecting type properties from the bottom of the window. I'm going to find that parameter here. And for default, I'm just going to type 1 and we'll click apply and accept. Okay, so far that looks good. Relaxation is working. Let's go grab some kind of geometry to put in here. I don't think I want my squab on here, so I will instead grab a platonic object, something simple. And let's take a look at geometry here. Let me make sure for our platonic, I'm just going to click this and see if we actually have normals, which we do. Go back into our geometry here. Just change the lighting here. Yeah, I think the lighting is just kind of blowing everything out. Okay, there we go. So let's go back into our instance properties here. Let's see, scale is working correctly. Minimum scale is working correctly. Max scale is working. Our seed is working. Non-uniform scale appears correct. I'm not going to check texture map, but we will check noise, make sure that that's working. Okay, that seems fine. Check rotation here. Let's put a, let's enable mountain. Seems good so far. Let's turn off stick, just make sure. Yep, okay, that's popping. All right, that appears to be good. So you'll notice that the objects do tend to rotate, and that's because our normals and stuff are rotating and the up vectors are rotating there as well. So that's something that we may want to consider. But maybe that's something I'll let you decide whether you like that behavior or don't like that behavior. And if you don't like it, well, let's see if you know how to get around it. I know the answer, but for this one I'm not going to share unless it gets to homework time. But this should be solvable by you at this point. Okay, let's see, global seed. Yep, that's working as well. Go back to our instance properties here. All right, maximum spin. Yep, that looks good. That's looking good. And then random rotations. Seems to be working just fine. We'll go to color. Cool. And you know what I think we might want is be able to just set a color automatically on the points. It'd be nice if we had color inheriting all the way through here, but we could also just manually set a color. Again, that's something that you can do, I think, if you want, or like I said, you can just actually just make a color coming in beforehand. Let's see if that actually works or if we need to make some adjustment there. Nope, seems like it's working. Yeah, okay, looks like color is working, so that's fine. And then geo as well, let's make sure. So if I add one more object, we should see, now we're going to get empty things here, and then let's just select, I think we have a sphere, let's accept that. And let's see, what's the issue with the sphere? We have no normals on the sphere, so that's why it's appearing like that. So I'm just going to go to our sphere, and I'm going to add normals. We'll go back into our geo. There you go, let's fix that. So essentially what happened is we had one object that had normals and the other that didn't, and it just kind of gave us a really bad viewport display because of that. So I think we can call this tool done for now. And all the little small things that are left to do, I will let you go in and keep going and adjusting and adding and make yourself a wonderful, fantastic tool that you can use for all kinds of purposes and varieties. And for now, I'm going to move on to our homework assignment.